All right. Sounds like we're good. Unless the beans aren't done yet.
Sorry, one more time?
Beans are done?
Beans are done.
Okay, sweet. Did you have a late night?
Sorry, what?
Did you have a late night?
No, but I mean, I slept in. I don't know. I look a little. It's the weekend. I don't know. I feel really bad that we haven't talked at all about Canada's Drag Race. Have you been watching? It's yeah. Why haven't we talked about that? We're always so pro Canada on the podcast, and we've just been talking about UK the past X amount of weeks.
I wonder if it's because we just haven't gotten to it, and then we get so worked up about it, and then 20 minutes flies by, and then we're like, I guess we should talk about Hawkeye.
Because now we're already at the final three.
I had no idea that was going to happen because they were like, "Oh, it's a reunion episode." I'm like, "What? Wait, what?" Mm-hmm. They're down to only 4 though, but I guess they're just going to change the format. Wait, is this format the same as the other Canada's Drag Race, like season 1?
Brand new, baby.
Okay, I don't mind it. I like having all of the queens there, and then having like a battle for the top 3, and then having a top 3.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was like a mini lip sync tournament.
Yeah, it was kind of nice.
Who are you pulling for in the final 3?
Isis Couture.
Oh my God, same.
Okay, cool.
But I have a feeling this is my hang up about it. Priyanka won last season, and Priyanka's from Ontario. And if Isis wins, then it's 2 Ontario queens in a row. But I want Isis to win, but I have a gut feeling they're going to give it to Pythia.
Me too.
But I don't think Pythia should win.
Don't deserve it.
She's good. Don't get me wrong. She's never had to lip sync. But she can't do comedy. We find out that she is not a good lip syncer because she just can't keep with the rhythm. I was watching it, and Isis beat Pythia in the lip sync to advance to the final 3, and I was like, well, of course she beat her. But then watching Pythia lip sync against Geometric to Call Me Mother, then I was like, oh, I kind of wish Isis lost that lip sync because I would have loved to have seen her turn it out to Call Me Mother. Because it's a way more you just know Isis would have ripped that song down one side and up the other.
Yeah, it would have been definitely water cooler material today. Yeah,
it would have been. But Pythia dances like she's 3 kids stacked on top of each other under an investigator's trench coat. She's just whoa,
at a Las Vegas nightclub.
It's not for me. But can't deny the artistry, but her comedy's not there and her dancing's not there.
No, the dancing isn't there. But I surprisingly was pulling for her against Geometric.
G is dumb.
Okay.
I think she means well, but she dumb. That's mean. Yeah. I just I don't know, something about her roast, she just doesn't. There's something she doesn't get.
Yeah, and that's a lot of things.
I know. I shouldn't have said dumb. That's mean. I don't mean that. I just meant
Yeah.
I do like Gia, but I agree. I think Pythia, in theory, should advance to a final 3.
Yeah. I just remember. I remember watching it with Jolie last night and just thinking, what's going on? Pythia is not that great of a lip syncer, and then going into the second one, we're like, ooh, there's no way she should win, because Geometric will actually is actually really, really good, but I think really good has been mistaken for very active on stage.
Yeah. Can we take a rewind to 2 weeks prior where she lip synced against Kimura? And Kimura kept following her in the background like an annoying bird. Oh my God.
Okay. That was messed up.
I will never forget that lip sync.
No, No. And then I think this is Canada's Drag Race has got to be the one where they show the most like judge reactions.
Yeah, they show a lot of the reactions.
Because they're like, most of them were like, what the fuck?
And then after the lip sync, they're like, we just wanted to ask, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
They're like, we just wanted to know it was weird as shit.
Yeah.
That's what they said to her.
I don't know. It was what I was thinking. And it's like, yeah, that was weird.
It was so uncomfortable, but I couldn't help but watch it. Like, it was weird.
Yeah. And it's like, I knew that they were pulling to go home. Potentially. Yeah. But I didn't think that they would just like, toss.
Yeah. Well, like, and also it was kind of like bad sportsmanship because like you're screwing up Gia too by getting in her way.
Yeah.
I was like,
I felt really bad for Geometric that week, but
I think she looked pissed. Not in the confessionals, but like on the stage, she looked pissed after the lip sync.
Yeah. And like, but they were like a good sport. At least they didn't let it just totally piss them off.
In the confessionals, she was a good sport. Yeah, she wasn't she wasn't nasty about it. But I don't blame her if she would have been because that was weird. Anyways, Team Isis, even though it's 2 Ontario wins in a row. If this were any other year, I would say yes, have a Quebec queen win or a BC queen or one day a Nova Scotia queen. But I think Isis, she needs to win this. I need it for Isis. Yeah.
Isis Couture needs to win. She's exactly the right amount of shady. She's so talented.
She's sharp.
Oh yeah, Hellraiser, but make it lesbian.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, she represents all Canadians, not just queer Canadians.
We actually saw her performing Kingston right before COVID hit.
Yeah,
I'll have to send you the video later. It's really good. She does a lip sync to Gwen Stefani's "What You Waiting For," and she's wearing like a sexy rabbit assless chaps costume with like a top hat with like the clock in it to know that it's like a rabbit that's late. I'll have to send it to you later. It's good.
Okay. Holy crap! Oh, I can't wait. Oh, do you know what's really strange too is that I watched. I don't know if the Spice. The drag queen Spice Girl show came to your area.
No, but I know our pal Juicebox is in it.
Yes, and Priyanka.
Oh, is Priyanka? Who is she in it?
I'm pretty sure Priyanka is Scary Spice.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like super shocked. They were amazing. I could be wrong. I feel like it's Priyanka for sure.
It's funny because like when Priyanka won, I was like, did she deserve to win over Rita? But after like this year that she's been the reigning queen, I'm like, yeah, she deserves it. She's really stepped it up and she's been a good representation for Canada. I'm into it.
And those BMO commercials are fabulous.
Yeah.
Drag queens need bank accounts too.
They do.
Even though there's like, a very small portion of white male Canada who are in the comments immediately saying really like dumb bullshit. Like, what does this have to do with BMO?
Because everybody needs a bank, idiot.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter what you guys do, but I don't want to see it on my bank advertisements.
Yeah, well, I am not straight phobic, but I don't want to see straights being straight in public. Just keep it to yourself, okay?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Stop
making children.
The climate crisis is real, and you're only contributing to the collective anxiety that will engulf the earth.
Nobody asked you to have kids. Stop having them. We have enough greenhouse gas emissions. Sorry, I'm kidding, Pete. I'm kidding, listeners in Indiana.
Breed away.
Breed away. What are we here to talk about again? Oh, yes.
Hawkeye. Season 1. Episode 4.
Cat's Clue, as Thea would say.
Okay. So in this episode, which I've watched 3 times and still can't, seem to like let it doesn't soak in and I don't remember anything.
I think, what? I was gonna say we do that a lot, but I think it's less to do with the fact that we love our Marvel properties, but we're getting older. We just can't remember things. It's like my memory retention is not nearly as good as it used to be.
Right? Like, and I want to say, like, not that I got COVID and not that I judge those who did, because that's another conversation we need to start to have, is the whole COVID phobia thing. But, like, not today. The brain fog is real.
Yeah, man.
The brain fog into old age, into older age is real. And could you imagine if it was exacerbated by COVID? I would be brain dead.
Not to mention, combine that with seasonal depression and regular depression.
Oh.
And gluten. Like, just...
Attacked.
It's just...
Fully attacked.
So maybe we have the Wikipedia entry up on us when we talk about it to you, dear viewers, in Kansas.
Wyoming!
Casper, Wyoming, what's up?
Don't worry, we haven't forgot about you either, Belgium. We just like...
Oh, you forgot that. I did.
Yeah. Oh no! We've been canceled in Belgium.
Oh. So episode 4.
Yes. How does it start? Oh, yes. Well, I mean, they haven't been captured. That was episode 3. Yes.
3. That was episode 2, actually.
Oh, ooh. Okay. So the swordsman has Clint Barton by the sword point. And Kate is in the next room hacking into her mother's computer to get information about that'll help them kind of get the cops or whatever off of her tail, or whatever it is that they're looking for. They're trying to stop the tracksuit mafia. They're trying to do like several different things, and she's in her mom's computer. She rushes into the next room, sees that her stepdaddy is about to decapitate Hawkeye, and then her mother rushes in.
Oh, you're Archer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a read.
Yeah. The thing comes out about his branding again. I feel like that and another thing that happened in the episode are going to do some extremely heavy lifting, like later on. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so she's like, no. Mom's like, no. And everyone's like, and Swordsman's like, oh yeah, they don't know I'm Swordsman.
Oops.
Puts the sword down. Clint notices that it's the Ronin sword.
Here we are.
Yeah.
The dots are connecting.
Yes, and then they go back into Mom's office, where she proceeds to grill them, doing
mom
head
things.
of faculty style.
Head of faculty style, yeah.
Where she's like, are you best friends? And Kate's like, yeah, we're best friends. And
Hawkeye's like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, she's the worst sidekick ever, but she's my best friend. And then he actually just tells her, look, she's helping me with some stuff, and then realizes what that means. Because Mom is like, wait, you're an Avenger. What does my, like, young adult daughter have to do with Avengers level things? Like, why would she need to be helping you? And I don't know how they even possibly get out of it. But they get out of it, and they're like, yeah, it's a secret.
Yeah, they kind of just downplay it. I was expecting there to be more exposition too, but there wasn't. They didn't give us that answer. They didn't give her that answer, rather. So they just kind of downplay it. It just kind of turns to a scene of Hawkeye being like, I gotta go. And so Eleanor walks him to the door, or to the elevator door. And then that's like the first tidbit where she kind of asks Clint to not do what he's doing. And then we're like, oh, maybe Eleanor is the villain. Escandalo.
Yeah.
So, and then we quickly after that see her cut to being on the phone with someone, and she can't get a hold of him, and she says, can you call me back? So basic movie 101 filmmaking tells me that means she's up to something.
Oh yes. And I feel like she most definitely is. I don't feel like I feel like she is Kate's mother. But I also feel like Tracksuit Mafia Kate's mom, and daddy all answer to somebody else.
Yeah. That's a I think a good hypothesis to put out there at this point.
Yeah, and based on the comics, I feel like that's Kingpin, but that's neither here nor there.
Who knows? Who can tell?
I don't know. Vincent D'Onofrio did.
Oh, did he? Did he say anything?
I think that he mentioned that he would be back, but not in Spider-Man.
But not in Spider-Man, which, by the way, we have a Spider-Man count of 6 days. Did you hear Spider-Man has sold like an insane amount of pre-sale tickets? An insane amount. And they're still not confirming if Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield are going to be in the movie.
Yeah, except for, they're at the premiere and they're at the premieres.
We were just in the neighborhood.
Yeah, just hugging Tom Holland because we love him.
Yeah, he's great. He took over my job. That's fine. I'd be hugging the person that did that too.
So they leave the apartment?
Yes.
No, they don't leave the apartment.
Hawkeye does.
Yes. And then I don't know what it is about like the familial nature of, as in family, of these scenes, but her daddy swordsman and mommy are all sitting around and they're like joking, and then he uses an aphorism like incorrectly, and that's what I was talking about. That's gonna do some heavy lifting later, where it's gonna turn out that Swordsman's English is totally perfect, and he's pretending, and he's not this weird like creepy dancer because he spins mom around the room several times while Kate's there, and it's like kind of uncomfortable. Then it's that scene kind of serves. He says, you know what? Swordsman says, I'd rather be made fun of constantly than to not be spending any time with, like, to be alone on Christmas. And that kind of shakes Kate's tree, and she realizes that her now newly named best friend is alone on Christmas-ish. Mm-hmm. So she grabs pizza, and beer.
I think it was beer. It was something.
Sweet. And she heads over to, I almost said Barty Crouch. She heads over to Clint Barton's apartment, which she knows exactly where it is. Oh, I guess she does. Yeah, she was.
Isn't it her aunt's apartment?
Oh, is it?
I think it is. I think it's a relative that she's hanging out with, isn't it? Like, her relative is out of town. I think it's her aunt.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense then. Because I was like, Clint Barton keeps an apartment. That's insane. But I mean, his secret sidekick wife also speaks not Russian, German.
What was that all about?
Right. So talking about family secrets, I feel like that's going to be a pile of worms later too, where we like figure out that she's like Q level helping. Like, how else did Clint know where to find all these people to kill when he was the Ronin?
She's actually like the start of QAnon.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I said that. I realized she left the Earth in the snap, so that wouldn't have been.
Did you mean Q from 007?
I meant Q from Star Trek.
Oh, we're going everywhere. Okay.
It's an intergalactic baby. But no. Yeah, 007. Where were you going?
I don't know. We're everywhere.
I mean, we already dwell in Trump's America, so.
Oh God! Don't get me started on that, man.
The aftermath.
The aftermath.
Yeah.
I like to call it the after party.
Right, where it's just like, but it's the after party that's like 4:45 a.m.
Where it's like, we should be sleeping by now.
Yeah, and everyone is still moving because they're all coked up, but no one is leaving.
Yeah.
The party's not actually fun anymore, and like, we're out of vodka.
That's modern day society.
Oh God, so terrible. And because it's like, hey, maybe one of these assholes will want to go out for breakfast later. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
So Kate goes over to the apartment, right? And they have their Christmas movie marathon because Clint's feeling a little down. because he can't be with his kids still. No pressure, just deadbeat dad. They start to bond over such things as, they do their little coin tossing trick. He teaches her the coin tossing trick to hit the TV, which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So they make their mixed drinks. They make their colorful drinks. Side catch, what is with all of these movie posters in the apartment? Are they look like B movies from not Creature from the Black Lagoon, because that's not a B movie, but in that style. It's all these like vaguely I think that's a real movie, but I'm not sure. But if it is, it's like a very low budget studio from the 50s movie. Like, did you catch all these movie posters?
Yes, and if it's her aunt's apartment, then it's like, and I'm still very like, how did the Bishops amass their fortune? Because I accidentally went back, I accidentally hit play on the first episode, and apparently it's not mom's fortune, it's dad's fortune. Biker jacket dad. She's like, I know that you're used to living in this penthouse and like solutions to all your problems just fall out of thin air, but that's not how the world works. And I was like, oh, where did they make their money? Maybe it's in porno.
Perhaps.
I mean, if you're like, could you imagine having the posters for all the porn that you directed, like just hanging around, and they're all like illustrated in a classic pulp style?
I think that would be really lovely, actually. Just give me like a witty title and like give me like sexual innuendo, like a sunscreen bottle squirting out, day at the beach or something. I don't know.
Large hats. So yeah, maybe I don't know if it means anything. It has to. They called attention to it because she started writing on the glass for a poster, which also to me is the mark of a put together human, because I haven't framed a movie poster in my life. One?
You haven't. You haven't framed a movie poster.
Okay, do you know what? I got one plaqued and I was like, this is what adulthood means.
Oh, I think I have one plaqued too, actually. Which one did you get plaqued?
Journey Home.
Oh,
yeah, sorry. Is that right? It's the Star Trek movie. What the whale?
Okay. I have Spider-Man 2 plaqued.
That's a flex.
That's a flex. You see the little Dr. Octopus reflected in Spider-Man's eye. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
Anyway. So she's writing on the poster glass.
Cool.
And I'm not sure if that means anything. The movie posters around the apartment, but now that you say it, I'm suspicious.
Track it.
Okay, we'll put a pin on that and circle around. We'll come back to that later.
Distill that in a memo to our teams, and we'll reconvene.
Yeah, and so somehow they end up on the rooftop. Where?
Well, Clint first pays a little visit to Mr. Kazi in the backseat of his car.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's basically like, dude, what's Maya's problem with Ronan? Like, can you tell her to chill? He's dead. And I mean, it's not so much I don't know what's going to be made of it, to be honest. I don't know if that's going to convince Maya. Probably not. But we get Clint kind of playing with those expectations. Usually it's the villain in the backseat. You close the door and you see the villain in the rearview mirror, and then they get you. But Clint's in the backseat. He also sends Kate, though, to the LARPer event to get his trick arrows back.
Yes, because one of them is a cop and she can break into the facility where the GPS trick arrow has stopped moving.
Thank God for that one.
Right? Way more, definitely another arrow just turning out to be way more useful than the USB arrow. Just saying.
Stupid USB arrow.
Right? Well, hey, sometimes you never know when you're going to need it. I mean, sometimes you run into your sister and you need copies of those Christmas photos from 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yep.
Or you need to stop Ultron.
Or you need to stop Ultron in an alternate dimension.
So Kate befriends the LARPers and gets the arrows back in exchange for her presence at future LARPing events, I assume, and she also volunteers Hawkeye for that lovely distinguishment.
Yeah. And they're really into it, which I love. They're like, thank God for costuming. This is amazing. And now they have all kinds of new friends, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, for sure.
Oh, and then they break into Maya's apartment.
Oh, yes. Well, this is now the rooftop scene.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they break into they break into an apartment. They don't realize that it's Maya's. Different clues give it away, and they realize it too late. So Maya is inside. She discovers Kate inside, and begins fighting with her. But then also Hawkeye engages in a fight on the rooftop nearby where he's helping Kate.
A masked individual.
Yes, because he's like, well, Maya's over here. And Kate's like, no, Maya's over here. And then Clint's like, well, who am I fighting? And we don't find out until Clint falls off the roof.
He does. And then
Yeah. Kate is about to shoot. She unmasks herself. And Kate is about to shoot her with an arrow. And do we say it?
Well, we say it. It's Yelena.
Oh, yes.
Black Widow's sister.
Yes. So she looks at Kate and just like Hawkeye encourages her to not take the shot because they're going to be best friends in the future and it's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be the shot that she didn't take that she never regretted.
Yeah.
And then she's going to watch her fall off a mountaintop because she's going to sacrifice herself for the world because history is doomed to repeat itself. No.
No, but I love a good rooftop battle. That was a good rooftop battle. There was lots of different elements with Maya in it and then Yelena in it and Kate getting ejected from it by Hawkeye and then having her have to walk back up the stairs to get into the to fight, really selling the humanity of it. It did. I was like, oh yeah, it was great. And I think it's not a surprising reveal because we knew from the main cast announcement that Yelena was going to be in this. And I'm like, well, who has not debuted yet? But I look forward to seeing what's going to happen with Yelena. She did not succeed in killing Hawkeye. So where are we going from here? So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how she factors into it, how Kingpin possibly factors into it. It's going to be good.
It's so good. And it's at Christmas. If they aren't hitting you over the head with the word Christmas or like a big old Christmas stick, it's like there's lights everywhere and they're reminding you that Clint's trying to do this all before he has to get home for Christmas, etc., etc. So yes. This is my new Christmas movie TV show.
Also, I'm learning so much about like a deaf culture in terms of like the strobe lights or like the alarm system.
Yeah, that's so dope.
Yeah, I was like, well, that would make sense. We know so many things we take for granted, like headphones and alarm systems and stuff. It's like, how do you adapt? So that was cool.
Yeah.
I will also be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to just, one more point to that one is I like how they then show Clint dealing with his deafness and like in an opposite way. Because it took him a second to remember why the lights were strobing. It's because and I like how they're like, he won't accept it or he won't fully live like a life where he can't hear. He would rather pretend that he's totally able-bodied.
Yeah. They're doing a really good job with his humanity, though. Like, they're doing a really good job showing us, maybe giving us, like, retroactive explanation as to why he was always kind of overshadowed in the Avengers, Nobody ever took him seriously. They always went for Iron Man and Thor and everything, and they're like, well, Hawkeye's only human, So it's kind of like a nice filling in the blanks of maybe why Marvel didn't focus on him initially, but there's a lot to look at here, and it's fun. I'm enjoying this more than I did Winter Soldier.
Yes. Winter
No?
Soldier wasn't. It could have been just as good and just as nuanced, but it wasn't.
It was not. Sorry, Winter Soldier.
No, I mean this is the deaf experience. Winter Soldier could have been about superheroics and the Black experience, but they didn't. Just like most Disney properties that, Hidden Figures, Remember the Titans, it's about how the Black experience affects the white experience, and it never goes far enough. It just never goes far enough. It's like, okay, great, we get to watch. I've been thinking about this ever since we stopped talking about it, but it's like that show just could have been so much better if it would have just focused on Sam the whole time. And like, if Sebastian Stan's character, oh my God, Bucky, had to how does this person who is from one of the most racist eras, but also is trapped in time, like how does he navigate? Who cares how he navigates it? How do you teach him to be different? Or not how do you teach him? How does he do the work? How does somebody like that do any kind of work that isn't emotionally exhaustive for all the people of color around him?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's just that had so many pacing issues, and also too, it unfortunately had bad luck because it was cut right in half by COVID, where they filmed half of it and then they're like, whoa. So who knows what it would have been? I don't know.
Yeah.
You would have thought though that if you're a writer sitting at home for X amount of months waiting for productions to ramp up again, maybe you would revisit some things. But again, we don't know how that all is. We don't know the conversations that are being had behind the scenes. It just wasn't as fulfilling as it could have been, and not as fulfilling as Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye is good. I think it's a good show.
No, and I can't wait to see more. And I think we're only 2 episodes from the end.
We have 2 more episodes. That is correct.
So sad. So if you, like us, can't wait for the end, but also in a good way can't wait for a season 2, let us know. The email address is fullvolumepod@gmail.com. I'm sorry if you've dropped anything in there lately. And by lately, I mean in the last 3 months, because I haven't been checking it regularly.
Sorry, Indiana.
Yeah, sorry, Wyoming. Bye, Kansas. I'm trying to open a comic book store.
I didn't know this.
Surprise!
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so it's been I've been really busy.
Oh.
And I'm trying to refurbish some dice for a certain X-Men fan.
That's me.
Which I was going to say, I'll save that conversation for when we call each other tomorrow for the podcast. So after we log off, I'll give you the update. But
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, continue to send us messages. We'll get to you in the new year. Our break is very soon. Fish can't swim in frozen water, so Brent is due for vacation.
I am. Look at these bags.
But yeah, keep sending us great mail. And you can reach out and contact us through the Comic Book Syndicate socials. That's at Comic Book Syndicate or at Comic Syndicate on Twitter, at Comic Book Syndicate everywhere else. Just hashtag Full Volume Pod. And until next time, we never introduced ourselves, but it doesn't matter. We just got
too hot and heavy about Isis Couture.
Yeah, she makes you forget the world exists.
Yeah. Well, I've been Harvey Brent.
And I've been G.I. Jolie.
So keep it loud.
Keep it at the fullest of volumes.
Just keep it. Bye.
Bye.
So, hello everybody. So this is my theory. I'm really bad at names, but the mother is the villain. Her sister is Valentina. When the mother was threatening Hawkeye threatening Hawkeye, being like, "Stay away from my daughter."
Yeah.
She went to the phone and contacted somebody, aka her sister, her aunt, who had Black Widow's sister. Like I said, I'm bad at names. Fill in those blanks for me.
Okay.
To take out Hawkeye magically on the rooftop. That's how she showed up. That's my theory.
Well,
right?
You.
Makes sense.
It's like 100% correct.
And then that makes sense why Valentina is so connected in like knowing where people are and how to find them, is because her sister has like the largest tech firm, like surveillance company.
And she works for Kingpin. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, co-producer, producer of the Full Volume Podcast.